I don't know if this is narcissism or not, babes, but if you have somebody there that the only way I can explain it is that they don't have their own autonomy. I just got a visual of like a core. A core that doesn't have, it's not hooked up into its own faculty, but it's like reaching out and grabbing onto somebody else and says, now is this codependency? It says, I don't know what to do unless you're there. And so, you see, I don't really dig that. I do, but I don't. To an extent, yes, I have my own vibrational frequency. I'm here and I'm doing this. It's like you're in a band and you're doing that. I don't know. I'm just trying to give myself a little stupidity and say, well, maybe you're being too harsh, Shauna. Because like how that, when you're playing your own instrument in a band, you tune up your own instrument and then you hold your own melody. Really, you hold the part that you're going to play. You're not depending on them to play their part as much more so than you know your part in the whole play. And so you're listening, and when you hear disharmony, all you can do is you can wonder, well, where did I go wrong? But after a while, the reality of it will show. Like if you're a really good musician, you're gonna be like, you'll hear it later on the recording. It's like that person didn't bother to tune up after that. I'm the kind of musician that can tune up. I just tune up the string that's off while I'm playing, and I don't miss a beat. This is when we're playing in a band and there's an actual a vibrational frequency, a pattern, a song going hither and forth and progressing and hitting a bridge and falling and doing all these things. The movements can be doing inside of a, do you call it a concerto? I don't know. There's so many different ways, but a song, a music. Oh my God, you guys. What am I doing with this? Talking about the kind, I don't know if it's narcissism or not, because I'm a really super sensitive, you could say they call it a super, they do acknowledge super sensitives, empaths. They're saying that we're going to save the world, by the way. Why? We operate through more the heart. Now talk about this grabbing on thing. Really it's, maybe, I don't know, is it the mind? So what I'm looking at is some of these individuals that don't have their own autonomy. It's interesting. They must they require an idealization, perhaps in their head about you. I'm going to find this. Sam VAKININ is going to talk about it, but now I'm just freelancing. I am rowing my boat gently down the stream. That's not the right song to sing about what I'm trying to describe about how think with me now. These people that imagine that. Okay, so this is what they're saying, because this is what I'm imagining. Because how do they get from one point to the next without somebody saying, go exactly here, get this do this and do that, and then come home? I'm getting into the codependent narcissist. I see this because this is a real thing that people misunderstand what codependency really means. It's a disorder, personality, a mental kind of stuckness you can get where you put other people's needs first more than your own. Well, why? Now let's get back to, do you have your own autonomy or not? I have to go mess with my wood stove over here right now. It's going kind of hot right now. I'm living inside of a ship. I'm on the sea and we're rocking away. Anyway, the how do you say it? self-animated being, codependent. Like, how do they get from one point to the other point of, like, if they were in a relationship, how do they manage jumping over? I mean, you can imagine they just kind of, they're on a raft and they're like, grab onto this one, okay, let go, because they're not going to be alone for any amount of time. The codependent narcissist is very real. They are hiding in that. So you can imagine. I mean, it just irritates the shit out of me to detect it, because energetically, what they do is they start riding on your very mental expression. Which, man, would you just mind your own business, because everybody's mind is different. And you have to, you have a job of, there's something called alchemy. Some narcissists don't understand what that is, you know. Talk about, it's like, well, you're here to, things aren't just sitting there and they're making themselves up. You have to create a chemistry with a lot of things to make the damn thing work to a decent capacity. I don't care if you are buying a stencil from Walmart and trying to stick it in your drawer or whatever I'm trying to say. You have to fashion it to work. A lot of times it's not a perfect darn fit. You have to make it work, is what I'm saying. God, 6-7 minutes of this shit. I'm having the hardest time with these mentalities that it's like, wait a minute, get off of the way that I am, because after a while, you're just going to see the idealization. Let's get back to the idealization thing. How it would be that somebody could do this with somebody and say, well, you know, now I'm going to latch on to you because you have the orders. And it's like, okay, how nice and everything, but wait a minute. What if you're a psychologically free person like moi, who I'm not attached to your mind. I'm not attached to anybody's mind. I don't live there. I can go in and out of it. I'm not attached to my mind. I don't live there. I can go in and out of it. That's where I'm just grabbing all of this amazing archive, like, gosh, remember this and remember that. And you want to save the best memories, people. Narcissist, you. Your mind is for holding memory. That's all. And boy, do they fucking A. There are some narcissists that is just pure. Their communication isn't even, it won't move forward. They don't understand that there is forward thinking and there also forward communication. It's remarkable. I'll do it all the time. You just start listening to some of the things that I said a week ago, and it's like, why is that applying to now or like 15 years from now? But actually, getting back to how the narcissist, these are the people that you can do business with, okay? And say you go and buy some loaves of bread. You rack up $45 that day. So that week it's $120. And then now you're moving on to the next month. Well, what they do is they go, well, you know, the first time I saw you, you bought the bread, and blah, blah, and it's like, wait a minute, we are at this month right now. Can you go to this bill? They backtrack in such a way that it's like, now I get into this fucking 8-9 minutes of saying who knows what to you guys. Still dealing with the Mars and the Pluto and the Venus. Now is proposing. Let's talk about narcissists who, their elevator doesn't go all the way to the top. Now, when I say that, babes, they don't have true intelligence going in their bodies. They have their mind going for them. That's not that's not any intelligence at all. That's not the mind is not intelligence. But if you look at them, the way that they cram everything through their first. Some of their their conversation is just like, they only can talk about their work, or, you know, or the project, or how precisely. Have you had a narcissist just fucking sit there and tell you about a movie, maybe, but really just like how they did something that day, like, yeah, and then it was up 4 inches close, and we had to get the rope this way, and so and so, and then blah blah blah. And it's like, right on. I'm in the room too, and did you know it's now? Do you have any forward conversations that we can have? How are you today? Looking good? They won't give you any compliments. They're not really people that are there. Imagine that. You know, it's interesting as like as a really as like high up as a computer person. It's like, nope, glitch. They are running a program that is amazing. It's just they will align with each other. There's narcissists that just say, fuck yeah, we are so real, man, and they glom on each other onto each other based on what they consider as say a bandwidth of operations that you can relate with. Really, it's just a natural thing. But you know, with narcissists, they have a huge following. Here's how they do it. They give them money. That's all. That's it. That's really it. I'm not kidding. Took me 11 and 5 minutes to say this, but if you heard me say that, that's when you look at it closely and you say, oh, there it is. That's how they have a lot of people around them. They're kind of waiting. You know, they've been helped before. They are impressed. Let's talk about the idealization thing that goes on. You know, what is going through a codependent's head is they are the idealized one. They're the God that helps, you know, just, you know, I am superior than you and you need me. Or the opposite. I need you. You are the superior one. I really need to be kept in line. And so there's where they get really that needy thing where it's like, of course you have, you can see it where people are on edge with their amazing codependent spouse. It's like, you know, it's like, you know, go and get a break from these fucking people that always need a tether. What am I doing next? What am I doing next? What am I doing next? It's not attractive to people that have their own intelligence, babe. It's kind of like I said, you know, it's like if you're not like me that knows how to articulate these things, go in and out of the mind and say whoop, and then what they do is they can't handle. You know, it's like, well, if you can handle a TV set, why don't you handle the mind that way? And especially people that know how to get in and out of it. They're entertainers. Maybe they're not on Saturday Night Live, but maybe they can be. Maybe some people are just cut out to be animated and be present and have all kinds of different expressions. They get kind of paranoid when things are getting out of control that way. It's about control for them. So if you have any kind of confidence at all, whatever it is, even if it's like a down home, especially if it's a down, fucking 13 minutes of this. If it's a down home emotion, you're going to now just go, man, this is really something that affects me. They're at a loss. They're like, I'm sorry I lost you. What is this now? A human emotion? They just think that you're weak. You're having a little bit of a hard time there. We can tell you're not thinking clearly right now. Your human issues are getting to you versus the more practical things. You got to pay some bills. And it's like, you know what? Fuck you. You money makers are fucking going moral masochist, and you don't know what love is just because you want to pay a bill. Good job! Yay! You don't even see through the fucking the warlords out there that, yeah, they're like, yeah, just let these types of people make money, the ones that obey and run that fucking racket against what? We are empaths here. It's not against us. It's against the truth, and we're the ones that say, excuse me, narcissist, is it really worth it? We know you're so insecure. We can get into it. Minute 15. You guys. I'm not being well taken care of here, so if I say that for me, I'm sure that you can be more well taken care of, and it's just pretty much your responsibility to pick that shit up and take care of yourself. That's where I'm at as divine feminine. It's like, man, you know what? And you don't understand, to whoever this may concern, let me live. You aren't really letting that happen in a lot of ways, and this isn't a competition. Whatever it is you keep turning into it a competition. It's a competition now to say our names right. It's a competition like these fucking codependents. It's like, what kind of game do you play? Rather than this fucking mirroring shit. Please.